Have you wondered how to get in the game of real estate investing and how to actually invest? My name is Kris Krohn. I've bought thousands of homes, and today I'm going to sit down with a young man fresh out of college, got his first job, and ultimately he saved up a little bit of money, and now he wants to know, what are my options? How do I invest in the game of real estate? What should I do? And I'm going to give him his personalized game plan right now. Stay tuned, by the way. At the end of this, I'll share with you how you can get your own custom game plan as well.
'Cause we're gonna be legends. What we're doing here ain't just scary. It's about to be legendary.
What's up? Welcome back. So I am here with Tyler from Florida. What's up, man? How you doing?
Good. Nice to be here.
Yeah, so Tyler's come out for one of our events. You've been before,
Yes, sir.
and are you excited to be back?
Absolutely, 100%.
Well, dude, we're doing a game plan today, and I always call this $1 million game plan because everyone should have a plan on how they're going to make their next $1 million. Because if you can do $1 million, then you can do it again, you can do it again. And one of the things that I love is I love putting myself in other people's shoes. Today, we're talking to Tyler, who is a teacher. His wife does x-rays, and they're young, right? They've been married for a very short period of time, and they're really trying to figure out, all right, like, how do we ultimately get where we want to go? That's really the question today, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
Do you know what it is you ultimately want to create financially for yourselves? Like, what's your dream look like? Is there an amount of money?
My goal would be about $200,000 a year.
Okay. And is it like residual income that's coming in whether you work or not?
Absolutely, yes, sir, yeah.
Okay, good. So if you think about that for a minute, it's $16,000 a month that is rolling in. Let's see if we can get them there today. You ready?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Let's do
cool. So I need to find out a couple of things first just so that I can create. And the way that I'm going to do this is fairly agnostic. I really don't know you. I don't know your belief system. I don't know what you value. I don't know how you feel about debt or 401ks and things like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extract some basic financial information, kind of ballpark. And then I'm going to say, if I woke up today as Tyler, like Freaky Friday, if I woke up like Tyler, what would I do to make $1 million? Fair?
Sounds good.
Okay, dude, let's play. First of all, teacher, obviously fresh out of college, third year teaching?
Yes, sir.
And roughly between that and your side hustles, what would you say, and even your wife's x-ray income, what would you say your total income looks like right now?
Probably about $90,000 a year.
So you got dual income earning, no kids yet?
No, sir.
Dogs?
We have one dog.
Okay, there we go. Okay, they're warming up to responsibility right now. Okay, awesome. So we got $90,000, and would you guys say that you're getting ahead right now, or are you check to check, or are you getting behind?
I would say we're getting ahead, honestly.
Okay, so you're setting some money aside?
Yes, sir.
How much money have you put aside in savings?
Right now I have, in my savings account, I have about $40,000.
Okay, awesome. And this is a very important question for me to ask. Of that money in savings, there's always a part of that that's there for what I call a SWAN account, a sleep well at night account. So my question to you is, of that $40,000, what's the minimum that needs to be in that account for you and your wife to say, hey, we can sleep well at night?
I would say $15,000 would be good for me.
Okay, so I'm going to call that the 15K SWAN account, the sleep well at night account. So there's maybe $25,000 that could be used for investing or doing something. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And then you're getting ahead. How much do you think you're contributing to savings every month, roughly?
Savings, I usually, on the low end, about $400, but I usually try to make it in between $400 and $600 a month.
Okay, awesome. By the way, young, starting out, learning how to live within your means and saving, getting ahead, super, super smart. So dude, way to go on that.
Thank you.
That's awesome. That's a really important key to being able to invest. That's how you put yourself in this position. And then other than income, savings, any other assets that I should really be aware of? Debts?
Car loan, I have, I think, $7,000.
So no other debts, no credit cards, no student loans, no nothing?
No, sir. I pay off all my credit cards and things like that.
All right.
Sir.
So we got a fiscally responsible man. By the way, does your wife, like, is that her way of being too? Like, is she all about this financial responsibility stuff?
She's a spender, but I mean, I've tried to get her going my way. So I mean, she does some of it. I mean, we make sure like her credit cards are paid off and everything like that as well.
So you're keeping things paid up, but dude,
Yes,
just
sir.
tell me you're taking out for ice cream once in a while, or letting her have a little splurge at the dollar store.
Absolutely. We go shopping for Christmas decorations.
Okay,
Absolutely.
good. I got you. Good, because we need to make that woman happy.
Yes.
I like it. Okay, so really, we don't have any debts to worry about. We're not trying to really eliminate any. You've done a good job managing that part. Do you guys rent? You have a house?
Yes, sir.
Which one, rent or have a home?
We rent.
Okay, so you currently rent.
Yes, sir.
Is home ownership a goal of yours?
It is, yes, sir.
Is there anything that's kept you from buying a home so far?
Just trying to be ready for that next chapter and saying, are we ready financially for that responsibility?
All right.
Yes, sir.
So I help people invest in real estate that have good credit, bad credit. Where's yours kind of at roughly?
My credit last time I checked was right around like a high 700s. It was like 750, 760.
Listen, anything over 680 is like, you can invest in real estate all day long. Even sometimes at a low sixes, 620 or something like that. But if you're in the high sevens, you've got great credit. So really, these are the only two pieces of information I know to basically put myself in your shoes and say, all right, I woke up today, my name is Tyler, and I'm now going to make some new financial decisions.
Cool.
In no particular order, the first thing is PR, stands for a primary residence. And since homeownership is a goal for you and your wife, in your area, you guys are in Florida, what's the median home price roughly?
Around our area is about in between like 230 and 250 right now.
Right. Now you're telling me kind of a strange situation. You're actually currently renting a house that, is it your mother-in-law's house?
Yes, sir.
And she had even said at one point that she might even be open to you buying that someday.
Yes, sir.
What do you think that house is maybe worth?
The house from the CMAs that I've done is right around like 220.
Okay, so you have a $220,000 value. By the way, the median in the area is 250, so I like that they're buying a primary residence below the median. You guys already live there, that's convenient. If family were to sell that to you, do you have any idea what they might be open to selling that for?
She's thrown the number out about 180.
Awesome, okay. And do you like the house?
Yeah, we love the house.
So this is a house that you guys could actually buy and live in?
We've done a lot to it in terms of fixing it up and everything. So I'd like to buy it and then turn it into a rental property if that's possible.
Dude, I love that. Well, let's talk about how you would do that.
Okay.
So for this first option, right now, you've got the job income because he's been 2 years at the same job because he's got good credit and he's put money aside. This is a slam dunk. Now's the time to approach mommy-in-law and say, hey, we've been saving and we would like to buy the house. If you buy it for $180,000 and you go with a bank that allows you to put a 3% down, you're going to be able to purchase this house for less than $6,000 of what you currently have saved. And looks like because you've been in the house for a while and taking care of it, you'd be walking into about $40,000 of equity. So by the way, would you be willing to trade $6,000 for $40,000?
100%.
Okay, that's a
Absolutely.
smart man,
Awesome.
smart move, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys see that? Do you understand that? There's so many benefits of homeownership. Now he gets to actually write off the interest. Now he picks up the tax benefit. His business or side hustle or anything he's got going on, he can actually write off a part of the house, home office that gets used. All sorts of benefits can actually come from home ownership. It's also going to lower your taxable income because of depreciation.
Oh, awesome.
The government lets you basically say, hey, let's just take this house and divide it by 28 pieces. You take 180,000 divided by 28 pieces, and it would ultimately come down to being able to write off $4,500 a year.
Wow.
So it's going to lower your income, which means you're going to pay less in taxes. So there are a lot of benefits. Like that $6,000, you're going to recover that like that. Awesome. But more importantly, you're stepping into immediate equity. And if you decide to move again later, which is something I'm going to show you, that becomes an investment property.
Cool.
Does that make sense?
That sounds awesome.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I want to talk about how do I stretch this money? I got 25 grand to play with in my mind. I need to keep 15 in the grand in the bank to keep me and my wife happy. What do I do with this? So option number one is buy a primary residence. It's going to be $6,000 to make that happen. And I want to carry on with this plan. Let's just say that afterwards, let's say 12 months later, you decided to move. This house becomes an investment property with that equity, and you get to do a new primary residence. You don't have kids, you got a dog. Moving is no one's favorite thing to do, but if you can move into another prime piece of equity, and let's just say do something very similar with a $6,000 down payment, now of that $25,000, you've used $12,000 of it, and you, inside of a year, you've got yourself 2 homes. Normally when you buy an investment property, you got to put 20% down if you're not going to live in it. But since he is going from a primary residence that he's living in, banks usually say commit to live in it for a year, and then if you want to move, you can. Now he just went from putting, went from 20% down to only 3% down. So he saved all of this money. Now, people only like to do that so many times. My wife and I, we moved 3 times before we moved into one of our first dream houses.
I think that'd be my wife as well. She'd probably say the same thing.
So she might be open to that.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving is not fun, but by the way, could it be worth getting ahead that fast?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I like what we're seeing there. So really option number one is milk and work the system, put minimum down, move into it, inconvenience yourselves. But now if you hop a couple of times, you can actually say, wow, you know, you do this 3 times and it's like, for less than $20,000, we bought 3 homes and we increased our net worth well over $100,000. We're now renting it. We have positive cash flow. We got all the benefits. Yeah. That makes sense?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, so that's one of your options right now. Let's talk about a second option. I think I've got 3 for you today.
Oh, awesome. Wow.
Second option is you say, you know what? I don't know if we want to go buy a primary residence. Like, right, we're doing a good job managing our money. Let's just go right into buying IP, investment property. Now, when you do investment property, you've got to put 20% down. And I can take you into markets, the best markets in the country, and really show you where you can get into property for $20,000 to $30,000. Now, I know you got $25,000 to work with, but you're also saving $400, $500, $600 a month. And so I think we can actually go straight into a don't change your life circumstance, just go buy an investment property. You're going to put 20% down, get a good deal on it. And the goal here is to have roughly around a 20% annual ROI. I'm usually capable of producing 25, sometimes even 30%. And this principle is all about make my money work for me, Kris, because right now your money's sitting in savings. Money market account, right?
Yes, sir.
What's that paying you right now a year?
I think it's like 0.75%.
If you start to answer that question with point,
It's not
I'm
good.
disturbed. It's been a place to keep your money maybe safe, relatively speaking. But the reality is if we go from earning 0.7 to earning 20%, that'd be awesome, right?
Absolutely.
And
yes,
you don't
sir.
have to disrupt your life. I don't know if I'm reading body language wise that you're as excited about that as the first option because you want that home ownership, but I want you to be aware that that is something that you can do. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
All right. The third option that I want to point out for you today that I'm going to call is partnering. And here's what partnering looks like. You have the ability to get into real estate. And once you do, there's going to be friends, family, colleagues that get kind of curious, like, what are you doing and how does that work? And they're older than you in many situations, so they've actually maybe saved up some money as well. And if they have, you could say, hey, I've got a team, let's do some deals, I'll show you the ropes, we'll be into it 50-50, you put up the money, I'll make it happen. And they would want to do that if they see that you have some type of track record or access to a team with track record, both of which I can give you.
Okay.
And so partnering is a little more of an advanced strategy that requires confidence. And it's you basically saying, I am determined, like I was committed by the time I graduated college, I wanted 25 homes. Because I know that that would be that 6-figure residual income. And whereas you want to make $16,000 a month residually, that's why I'm bringing up this option right here. I've got a version of it actually called Maverick. And what Maverick is, it's where you find people that partner with me that can buy 2, 3, 5, 10, 20 homes. My half of the ownership, I actually split equally with you.
Oh, wow.
Just for the referral.
Wow.
Because I'm building my portfolio, I buy houses every single day. And so partnering, this is a way for you to actually acquire homes. But literally, and most importantly, you can do it with no money and you can do it with no credit. It's important for me to give everyone, you, as well as Tyler, an option of knowing that, listen, we talk ourselves out of the investments that make the most sense because we're like, I don't have the money for it. Even you, it's like, well, I got 25 grand I can work with. I'm always going to show you an option that doesn't require 25 grand. That way, if you have relationship capital, let's go buy some real estate. If you're a good saver, let's go buy some real estate. If you want to move, let's go buy some real estate. In your situation, you've got all 3 of these available to you. Bottom line is this, Tyler. If I can show you how to buy 1 or 2 homes, every 5 years they double, they multiply. So 2 become 4, 4 become 8, 8 becomes 16, and you're going to get to your goal. So that's the good news. The good news is you put yourself in a great situation. You're young, you've been responsible with your money, and your game plan says that, hey, whether I'm in the mood for moving or not, or opening my mouth, I've got 3 viable ways to put myself on track to making that $1 million.
That's solid right there.
You excited?
That's awesome. Absolutely. Yes, sir.
What are you favoring right now?
Honestly, the first one is probably like the one that I would want to do the most, just because I know my wife, if I'm thinking about her as well, like not just putting myself in this, I would say that first option is probably something that she would be more open to.
Cool.
But at the same time, I would want to continue looking at the other 2 options because one, I do have some people in my life, parents, family members, people that I know that have expressed interest in things like this when I discuss about you in the videos that I've seen. But even the 20% ROI is hard to pass up as well because, I mean, it's you guys helping out with that work and me just saying, hey, I'll let you guys handle it and I'll just be here laying back. So.
And Tyler, that's what I call the chaos of abundance. Right now, you have plenty of options It's just a matter of now figuring out which option should I do. And for those of you that are watching, there's a link in the description below. If you haven't received a private game plan like you're experiencing right now, you should click that link and have a chance to talk to a member of my team or get a copy of my book that comes with a complimentary game plan, because there's something so refreshing about sitting down with someone that has loads of experience in the game that can just look into your world and say, wow, did you know this was an option? Did you know that was an option? You've got options to actually go out there and freaking crush it in real estate.
I'm excited. It's pretty cool to see that. I'm glad I don't have like one set path. I'm glad I have those different avenues to take.
And there's probably a few more of them out there. Listen, Tyler, thank you so much for being here today.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, and congratulations. I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
I'm excited to track your results and what kind of the next move is. And
Absolutely,
listen,
sir.
If it were me, for what it's worth, the idea of buying the house that you're currently living in from family, getting a deal on it, walking into equity and do it with very little out of pocket, that's always a smart move. So I like where your wife's headed on that direction. I'd honor her, and I think that's a good way to go.
Okay.
But ultimately, you guys will figure it out together. For the rest of you, make sure that you like this. If this was useful and you're like, wow, I'm getting into Kris's head and figuring out how like a millionaire like looks at people's situation, figures out how to make money, that's how I would do it for Tyler. How would we do it for you? Click the link below, find out for yourself. You get a custom game plan. And otherwise, we will see you on tomorrow's video.